guys, this is Pygos here from Gamerhouse EU, and we are back with episode 2 of the Stanley Parable. Right now I'm going to make different directions than I did previous time. So we'll start at the same point again, at the doors 429 and 430. Let's see.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Indeed, I go to the meeting room again, and I might have missed the memo. But this time I'll take the door on the left, remember that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This time I'm going the right door. Even more beautiful paintings. Just like in episode 1. However, I think this one's the same. No, maybe it's not. Let's see.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Marketing Mondays, termination Tuesdays, we're broke Wednesdays. Who made this whiteboard? It's amazing. It's really funny. Financial panic meeting. I mean, who made this up? Whoever made that is a boss. Let's see. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Stop. The boss appreciation minutes. Well, that's cool. Broom closet. Can I go inside here? Yeah, look at this.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Indeed, I got back on track.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So I'm doing everything he says now. Except for, I'm always a little bit curious and checking doors. It didn't say if I had to go to the left or the right, so I'm going to the right.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
I love this room.
2845.
2845.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
This room is really amazing. It looks... Yeah, it's a typical boss room. I actually love it. Let's see if we can open anything here.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Two eight four five. I know it's 2845. Oh, I need to type it in here. 2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
What is happening?
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, something opened here. It's pretty dark there. I'm going to the elevator. Shall I push this button? Here we go. And and the screen is loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself.
I'm going really deep.
The nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Where the fuck am I? Let's check it out.
Stanley walked straight ahead through
Mind
the
control facility.
Mind control facility.
And let's escape. But this time I'm going into the mind control facility. What is this? I pressed the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course I do. I'm a strong person. Hit the button with the camera. Let's go.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
This is
Each bore the number of
awesome.
an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals.
Wow.
Reducing images on a screen.
This is amazing.
Eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
No one has privacy in this building. Wait, I see some text there. What is that? Employee. Oh, they all have numbers. Look, that was one that was fired. Did they come from here? I guess so. I'm going here right now. What is this button? Let's press it.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
They probably did.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it?
I actually do
Impossible?
believe it. I
Had
think
he
they
truly
control all
spent his
these
entire
people.
life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
Mind control
labeled with
status
emotions,
offline.
happy
Let's
or
put this
sad
online.
or
Can we?
content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that
Offline.
this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for
Press
all.
3. I need to dismantle these controls. How would I do that? Console disabled. Doot doot. That's no buttons I can actually press. Facility power. Of course, I need to go to the power. Mind controls, idle, awaiting input. What
When
that
at last he found the
says
source
on the
of
left I
room's
can't
power,
read.
He
I
knew
can't
it was
read
his
on the
duty,
right either.
his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So I'm turning it off because that's what it wants me to do.
Blackness
You hear
and
the
a
sound?
rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it over?
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from
We have
someone
won.
else's command.
We have defeated the
Freedom was
machine.
mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Look
What
at this.
other mysteries did this strange
The dark
man
is
hold?
going away.
As sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized
And there's
none
a
of this mattered to him.
beautiful
All it was
landscape.
not knowledge or even
There's a
power
bird
that he had
flying.
been seeking,
There's a tree.
but happiness. Perhaps his
I think
goal
there's a
had not been
house.
to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to
This
go,
game
what to do, or
is
how.
really
Whatever life
amazing.
is, it will be
It's
his.
different in many
That
ways
was
than
all
any
he
other
needed
game.
to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Right, I'm going into the world.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation. the
I'm
immense
finally out of the
possibility
building.
new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy. So this is the ending that the game wants us to get. And not the ending from episode 1, but this ending right there. As you can see, we're in the same room again. So this will be the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you did. And see you next time.